here we are, this little episode of What's Happening, and we have Robyn Scott and Matt Brown. How are you guys doing?
We're good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight.
No, this is fun.
This is good.
Thank
This
you.
is gonna be our Christmas edition of What's Happening. So happy holidays, guys. Merry Christmas, and out there too.
Very cool. Very cool.
So, Robyn, how long have you been playing for?
I've been singing since I was 7.
Yeah.
First time on stage, 7 years old, Sterling Theatre. It was the Trent Valley Jamboree, and so I was up there with my dad, right? Because I grew up
Yeah.
with dad doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what my father said. He said he always remembered your dad and always.
Yeah.
You've always been playing, he said. So
Yeah.
that's why it's nice what he does.
So I didn't touch a guitar until much later, though. I've been playing guitar
6
for
years now?
4,
6.
6?
Yeah, it's more like 6 now.
Okay, 6 years.
Because I've been
That's
playing
good.
for half the time you've been playing.
Yeah, there you
Well,
go.
that's one thing I find too. Like ladies have such a beautiful voice and they can really have so much power behind it, but it just takes you to another level if you can play for yourself, and that's why I
Oh, yeah.
encourage my daughter too to do, and both
Absolutely.
my daughters, because
Absolutely. That's what opened the door to songwriting and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Until then, I didn't even bother because sometimes you need a good chord pattern before you can really put some words to the song. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But yeah, so I started playing only 6 years ago, but it definitely opened some doors. That was because I took time out,
mm-hmm.
took a hiatus from music, right?
Mm-hmm.
I started my music when I was in high school. Dad took me to Nashville. We went down with Gary Buck, met him at Ontario Slim's house in Belleville, and picked a song and went down and cut a single down in Nashville, released it to radio and all that stuff. And I did 5 total, 5 singles before we did a full-length album.
Mm-hmm.
And so up until that point, thinking about a guitar was furthest from my mind. It was about creating the, well, what do we call it now? It's creating my image.
Your
my,
image, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a little different back then. The
Yeah.
industry was extremely different back then. So we were doing all that stuff, and then, 3 baby bumps come, and you just priorities.
Greatest achievement.
Priorities change because you're looking at. I was getting to the age where that was one of my goals in life. I wanted to be married, have kids by the time I was 25.
Yeah.
Well, I was getting. I thought, so I thought I could do both, and I very quickly realized I didn't want to do both. I wanted to be mom.
Yeah. Well, that's the nice thing about music is it can sit in the back burner and come back pretty easily like that. And the nice thing about music too is you need to live life to be able to write.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. But it's different this time around because my priorities are different.
Yeah.
Music means something completely different to me now than it did then.
Well,
And I wish I could be me now back then because it would have been different. Do you know what I mean by that?
I'm learning a Rod Stewart song. I wish I knew what I knew now when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like
Well, it's true.
It's totally true.
Don't get me wrong, everything led to where I am now. And had I was in Calgary for Country Music Week for 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
Towers fell. I had a meeting that morning with a record label. Got canceled. But if I'd have got that record deal, who knows what my future would have been. all the way along, things have steered my life, you know, and I have absolutely no regrets. Everything's just been just hunky-dory.
Mm-hmm.
But music is very different to me now than it was then. Now music's about sharing my music. It's not about what will the radio like, what will the audience like. I'm not focused on pleasing them.
Exactly, and that's a good thing. You need to be yourself before you can be anything. And that's the same thing doing with this is I really, when I started this, I don't care if anybody watches it, because I'm really doing it to come out Tuesday night and to meet new people and just to, you know what I mean? So if you like it and to start people, like, I'm pretty sure people will follow behind kind of thing. And you gotta stay true to yourself, I guess.
Absolutely, and
right?
it creates a different feeling too. When you put music out that's music that you love and music that you're doing, your aura with the music is different versus just cookie cutter music. I'm doing this because this is what somebody told me I should do.
And people can see through that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a singer-songwriter is a bigger thing than just a singer.
Yeah.
Right? You know, that's really cool.
One of the most, I have so much fun down in Nashville when I go into the songwriters nights.
Yeah.
The songwriters nights, and that's where, for me, that's what Nashville is.
Yeah.
And I love going and listening. You're not going there to hear the person that recorded it. You're going there to hear the person that wrote it and why they wrote it. They always tell you why and where the song came from. And it puts a whole new spin on the song you thought you knew for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you hear where it actually came from, and it's a completely different experience.
It's different when you hear someone sing a song and they really mean it.
Yeah.
And which is like your newer stuff, right?
Right.
It's when you have absolutely nothing to lose.
Passion in it, right? Like it's hot. It's heavy right now.
It's all about the reasons you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's like it all folds together.
The drive behind it's changed.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Yeah.
Well, and you're gonna have more drive behind something that is your own than just somebody giving you a song to sing, right?
Yeah.
Too.
And it really changes. You really want it when you share a song that you wrote. You so badly want them to like it, but it's not. It's not for vain reasons. It's because it means so much to you. You want it to mean it's important that means something to them too. You really you're putting your heart on your sleeve so much.
That's right.
You're really putting it out there. Like, okay, I wrote this. God, if somebody says, "Well, I don't like that song," it's like, okay, well, which Terry Clark song do you want to hear now? Which you know what I mean? It's not the same.
Yeah,
it's not
I agree.
I can. You didn't like that one? Sorry. How about this one?
Yeah.
But when you wrote it, you really want it to resonate with other people.
When you wrote it and you sing it, the passion, like you said, does come out in it. You really see it in the song.
It's fun. her and learning, there was one point in my life where I don't care how I get there as long as I get there, and there is a record deal and, you know, a huge crowd in front of me. And as I've gotten into music more, and from watching and from learning from her, at this point now, all I care about is how can I keep doing this? How can I spin it in a way that I can keep playing as much as I can?
That's right. You want to make it your passion, but also a job too is nice,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
And that's kind of what you've done too. Is you kind of spun a bit off too, right? You work for CJBQ, don't you? Or?
I do.
That's awesome.
I'm the Sunday Classics host on 800 CJBQ.
That's really cool.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's I'm committed. 4 hours every Sunday morning. I'm in there from 8 till 12. There's 4 phone lines, and they ring off the hook. I get between 40 and 50 calls. Yeah. So it's
and it's all a request kind of thing. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. I bet you learn a lot of new music that you really didn't even. Well, you knew it, but
it's classics, right? So I'm class. I know my classic country pretty good. Yeah. But everything's open. Yeah. I had somebody will probably, can we pick any kind of classic? I'm like, of course, we want to hear it. So I'll play the Beatles, I'll play whatever. Yeah. So that's where I am learning.
That's cool.
One of the neat things about it too is I'm discovering just how many songs that have been redone.
Redone, exactly. Like we were talking about that earlier.
Yes.
Like you can take a song and one of those songs can actually elevate you too, right? Because it's a popular song, so everybody knows it, and then there's Robyn singing or whatever like that. Yeah. It's kind of a crazy thing that way.
Exactly. So I have a blast there. I have a lot of fun. We got. This whole year has been crazy for everyone.
It has been a weird year.
Canceling all of the gigs, canceling all the shows, all that stuff. And then, but I was missing my music so much. And I had put out into Facebook world, if anybody knows somebody that is down and out, or they have something going on, it's a birthday or an anniversary or something, and they can't go and celebrate like they normally would, to nominate them. And I would take my guitar and I'd go set up and play in their front yard, right? And it was genuinely just wholeheartedly just me donating my time, just looking to just put a little happiness in it. But it comes full back to you because you're getting to share your music, right?
That's right.
And it reminds you very quickly how much music is just about sharing. Yeah. It's medicine, it's therapy, it's so
totally
many
medicine.
things. And it snowballed. And then Sidekick here, he was wanting to join me. And it was like, okay, so we had
mutual.
Absolutely. So we had an hour's worth of music, and then we had an hour and a half worth of music, and it got where we were doing 2 to 3 a week, and it was busy.
Yeah.
It was like, we got to be here at this time, we got to be there at this time.
Yeah. And you're trying to surprise people too, so you got to be at certain times.
Right.
That's cool.
And so it was a lot of fun. And it created this little duo that we've got.
It's great. I've been following you guys on Facebook. It's really great because, like you said, you were playing with Matt Ray at first. Yep. When I first originally was seeing, you'd always have him doing solos for you. But what better than to do is same thing I'm doing. I got my daughter behind the camera right now. Why not put your son behind the guitar, right?
Oh yeah, and it was never really part of the plan, but it just kind of fell into place. And so how lucky am I? Who, my son, 17-year-old son wants to hang out with me.
That's right. That's right. You got I know. So Matt, what do we have here?
This is a Norman. I'm not sure what year it is. Dad bought it for her, I think, for Christmas the year after she started playing, because he had bought her an amp, and her first guitar didn't have a preamp in it. So she played this at gigs for a few years. Ended up buying another used one, just like this one. And this was a lot prettier when I got it. Because I put so much time, and I'm a rough player. It's gotten to the point where it's starting to show age that it doesn't have.
Well, that's good. That always, I love a guitar that looks like you can
character.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're saying, you're getting big on playing. Your Emra was asking about you bending the neck. So go ahead. Yeah, there you go. So why did you do that? Just because I want to explain to people on this show what you're up to.
So when you bend the neck like that, it basically acts like a whammy bar
Yeah.
on an electric.
Yeah.
But since it's an acoustic, I don't have one, so I have to basically bend it and hope I don't break it. And it sounds really good.
It does. It's really cool. So it's got a little preamp in it and all that good stuff.
Fishman.
Cool, man. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, Matt. I really appreciate it, and keep up the good picking, my friend.
I'm good.
Good. So you're just showing me your brand new, beautiful Taylor guitar.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
A 12 fret 812 CE special edition Taylor. It is made with redwood, so it's got a real mellow, cool cool sound to it. And of course, I rented one of these in Nashville probably 4 years ago and decided that this was the guitar that I wanted. So when the chance came, I bought it.
That is beautiful. So it's got a little pickup and preamp all in it.
You betcha.
That's cool.
Yep.
I know Taylors are quite the guitar, and I love the headstock on it.
Isn't it pretty?
It's so beautiful.
Yes.
So cool.
And it's a nice size, because with it being a 12 fret, you know, like I'm not picking like Matthew.
Yeah.
I just need these.
That's right. Yeah.
So I don't need the big guitar, right? So,
Yeah.
And it just, it's got that nice, smooth, mellow sound, which is what I'm looking for. So,
Yeah. Matches your voice very nicely.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming out tonight.
Thank you. It was fun.
All right. Good.
So I want you to think of surf music. Going back to the 60s. I wrote this one for my dad and I. It's called Full Circle. Don't stop. 8 years old, I'm in my room, lining up my doors, putting on my dress up clothes, and a little lip gloss. Hairbrush, my microphone, my pen,
going tonight to record. Where are you heading off to?
We're headed for Madoc.
Yeah,
And,
and that's in the Groove Studios.
In the Groove Studios.
You just got done doing Hard as Luck.
Yeah.
And they had lots of good to say about you, and you recorded your Christmas
I did.
album there with them.
Just the single.
Yeah.
Just the single. I saw Santa last night. I recorded that last year in October, so it was a chase to get it out to radio. I'm like, this has to happen now. And I had a nice little surprise this summer. It was a tiny check, but I looked down at my phone because they don't send checks in the mail anymore. I looked down at my phone. It says payroll deposit SoCan. I'm like, wait, what? My son made a little bit of money this year for me, and it was so it's like makes it official, right?
That's awesome.
That makes it official. I got a SoCan check. So I'm So I've been working with Pat, and so Matt's producing. Matt Ray is producing the album for me, and Pat's engineering. Chris has been there on a couple songs and stuff like that. So it's all songs I've written, and it's almost like, because they're songs I've written, it's almost like a photo album of me. You know, it's like a musical photo album.
That's really cool.
And so,
like, are they like older songs? Like you've been like kind of like, have you just wrote over like the last year? Or have you wrote over
the
the
span of like 5 years?
over the last 5-6 years.
So yeah, it is a photo album.
Yeah,
Like
it
it's
is.
yeah,
It
it's really
is.
cool.
And
Hey There Cowboy, it's about my husband and I. It's going to have that George Strait type feel to it, you know. Full Circle. Now that one, it's your surf 60s music. That's a song I wrote about for me and my dad, you know. And Rearview Mirror, I wrote that one about my girlfriend Leanne. She was about to walk down the aisle and cancel the wedding 2 weeks before the wedding because he just was not the right man for her. And 3 months later, she met the love of her life. So everything's great. And so we were sitting, it was Christmas dinner. And somebody said, but they wish they'd seen that in the rearview mirror. I went, wait a minute. Right? So I went home and wrote a song, right? Now, it's not about me. It's about my girl. But it's still about me because I bought 2 bridesmaids dresses for her. You know what I mean? So it's still a piece of my life. Yeah. So the story behind it, you know what I mean? But it's bluesy. It's rocky blues. Yeah. So I've got everything from surf music to George Strait country to Anne Murray country to blues rock to country rock. It's all there. Like Good. There should be one song for everyone.
Rearview Mirror is kind of what got me into playing with you.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Because I heard that song and it's like, well, that's one that she does that I actually like. And then I took it and just like added some magical fairy blues dust onto it.
Yeah, just your
take on
your own blood, right? Yeah, exactly.
And it's different than what it was.
Different.
It was more of like it could have turned into like kind of like a like Use Your Illusion era Guns N' Roses song, but now
it's riff on it.
But like now it's kind of turned into just an acoustic, dirty blues kind of thing, and
that's cool.
Yeah.
So how many songs are gonna be on this album?
10.
10. And do you have a name for the album?
I'm probably gonna call it Redneck Princess.
Nice.
The RS and Redneck Princess, like what's on the back of the Jeep.
Yep.
Because one of the songs is Redneck Princess.
Well, and that's good branding already.
Right? I'm trying to brand myself. I really am. I think this logo will look amazing on hats and shirts.
That's right.
Yeah,
good.
On the back pocket of some jeans. And look really cool.
I'll get it tattooed somewhere on my body.
Right on your forehead.
Right. I'm a princess.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, I'll probably call it Redneck Princess.
Cool.
There's a song on there that's
awesome. So you got Pat McTaggart doing
He's drums, right?
Yep.
And he's the engineer. It's his studio. He's running the show, and because Matt Ray and I have worked together for so long.
I just want to throw a few of these people out there because I'm actually doing episodes with half these people, so I just want to get them out here. So you got Pat, and then you got Matt Ray on guitar, and you got Chris on bass. Yeah. He's coming up January 8th. That'll be a good one.
Well,
we're gonna do a bass.
Matt's played a lot of the instruments on these.
Yeah.
Because if he's got strings, he can play it.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
You'll hear a lot of banjo. You'll hear mandolin. You're gonna hear steel guitar because he bought one of them too.
Nice.
So he's covered all of the. What's nice about it is Matt knows me so well because we've played together because he taught me how to play guitar. I was taking these songs to him in my music lessons and saying, this is what I did last night. You know?
And you're like making them instruct
Right?
them together. It's like,
Well, he was coaxing me through, you know, and if I hadn't have had him helping me along the way, I wouldn't have been able to write them because I wouldn't.
And it's
He
like,
taught me how to play the guitar,
Yeah.
right? So he knows me from playing with me so much that, like, he knows where I'm going when I'm on my way there. He knows when I'm gonna make a mistake. We'll be playing together, and he would pause and go, "Oh, she got it." You know, it's like you could see the teacher coming out of him. You know, sitting beside me, he's like, "Ha ha, see, I did it."
Yeah.
So having him, I told him we had a meeting about what we wanted for each song, but he already has an idea of who I am because he knows me.
And
Do you know
even
what I mean?
and even the moment when you're writing it, right? He was even kind of there, so he knows
Yeah.
what your personality was, what your emotion was, what you're kind of almost going
Exactly.
through because you guys are friends.
Like,
And because he knows 4 hours worth of material when he goes out to play with me, he knows what I like,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So he knows where to go with it. So it's
Exactly.
great.
like you
Yeah.
can
It's a fun place to be.
I want to go check it out. I really want to go check out. So it's Into the Groove Studios, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just did Hard as Luck, and like Brooke said, he's like, I'm a very anxious guy, and I'm not really big into actually push my music. But Pat really helped me and was like, knew what just wasn't satisfied with just the first take, which is
Right.
sometimes that's scary with these bands like the recording studios. You're gonna go in there, and you're like, are they just gonna just record me and just, or are they gonna work with me, right?
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Really good. There it is, episode 13 with Robyn Scott and her son Matt Brown. You gotta love family musicians. Nothing better than that. It's great to have a little sidekick to go around with you, and that kid can play some solos, that's for sure. That's what's happening. I'm loving this stuff. It's winter time. We're out here cutting some wood, keeping the animals nice and warm, keeping them fed up, and I hope you're enjoying yourselves. Lockdown sucks, but what can you do? Well, what you can do is just try and find a light in every single day and have fun, you know? Throw some snowballs at your kids, make some snow forts, make some snowmen, who knows. Next episode, what is it gonna be, episode 14, I think? This is amazing, guys. Can you imagine? I'm already at episode 14 of this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take clips from my live show and some performances from my live performance at the Sterling Theater Festival show. That was really awesome. And I'm gonna take some clips from that. So there'll be Alex, Cole Smith, there'll be Deanna Rita Rose, there'll be the Bees Knees, and there'll be the Sterling Jaybirds, and then there'll also be a performance by all of us, and they'll all be on there, maybe some backstage clips and stuff like that. So keep your eyes open for that one. I want to thank everybody for helping me out with this stuff. Like, subscribe, let's keep this thing going, because there's so many more amazing artists around here that I want to introduce you all to and that I want to meet myself. So keep it up, subscribe to my channel, like Facebook, give your neighbor a high five, air high five, do what we gotta do. Stay good out there. Peace, love, guys. That's what's happening.